Hello and welcome back to Writerly Witterings with a slightly under the weather Jex today. I made comment last week that I had a bad cold. That was on the basis of 3 different lateral flow tests which all said no, you haven't got anything nasty, until Sunday. And on Sunday, suddenly the new lateral flow test said, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention you got COVID. So we went and had a full PCR test or whatever they're called, and on Tuesday morning that confirmed, yep, you definitely got it. So we're now in isolation. I've still got this flaming cough, although almost every other aspect of COVID seems to have disappeared. Jolly good of it too. If you want to have a full detailed look at things, you can either go to my Patreon links down the bottom, or if you are nervous about that, if you go to writerlywitterings.com, the latest post has links through to Patreon. They're free, it's not something I'm charging for, it's just I think useful information for people who might get COVID or who have had COVID about how it all works. Or doesn't in my case. Which is a bit sad, isn't it? So today I thought I would just have a very quick talk because my voice is not going to cope with a long talk, and I thought it would be useful for some people to see what platinum carbon ink is like. It's only in a plastic bag because this went with me to Swanwick and back. It doesn't leak, it's very good, really. So let's have a look. Hello folks, well you'd be disappointed if I didn't make use of a quick opportunity for marketing. So, for those of you interested, number 6 in the Blackjack Bloody Mary series is here. It is now published by Seven House, and jolly good it is too. Has an excessively pretty cover with lots of jolly good comments from Kirkus Reviews, Booklist, Publishers Weekly and that lot, with a marvellous photo of me and a lot of words in between. What more can I say? You need to buy your copy. And in fact, you need to buy your copy fairly quickly because there aren't that many copies printed ever now with electronic books. So you can either go and buy an electronic version or you can have a nice paper, real book to sniff at and stuff. So, carbon ink. This is pretty amazing stuff. When you buy it, you get warnings that say, be very careful. I expect some of these might be. Some of these might be too. Because if you go to Cult Pens and Pure Pens and others, they will warn you that this is full of lumps of actual carbon. And if you get it on yourself or on clothes or on anything, it won't wash out because this is absolutely waterproof ink. So, 2 problems. First is get it on yourself and you will have an issue. The second is get it on your clothes and you won't get it out, because this stuff is ideal for pens when you're doing watercolours. Yes. I will apologise, I still have the back end of COVID, which means the cough will not go away. Now, here are some useful things. I couldn't understand when I first got this why I couldn't get the pen properly into it. I hadn't realised it had this clever mechanism for filling it. It's got one section in the middle of the bottle and the ink sits around either side. So when you turn the bottle upside down, it fills that little section and then you can put your pen in and fill it. Not too sure exactly why they have this system, other than it means you can gather up every last drop of ink from the bottle, which is a good thing. So when you have your bottle, you turn it upside down before you open it, and when you open it, there is this strange plasticky insert, and you dip your nib into that and fill your pen with the greatest of ease. Now this ink comes in these standard sized bottles which are 60 cc's. So they're smaller than the 80 cc's you expect from diamine, and it costs 4 times as much as diamine. That's partly a factor of postage and packing from Japan, no doubt, but it's also probably a factor of the type of ink it is, with some expensive carbon inside it. And I love it. Why do I love it? Well, let's have a look. Here is my standard little sketchbook. So I've done some sketches of Tinner's Morris dancing, a grotty sketch of the boss of Tinner's Morris, and this ink just works superbly well. And the great thing is you can use it with watercolours, because it is absolutely waterproof. It's very, very good. So you can just take it out and about, do sketches, and then when you want to get back and colour them in, you can. There's some others here, I think. Oh yeah, there's an actor I found on TV the other day. Oh no, I did them before. They're a different ink. But it is a very good ink. It goes down very smoothly, and it is very, very black. Some people are particularly nervous about using it because it is supposed to gunk up your nib and feed occasionally if you're not very careful with it. I've been using it only in this very, very cheap Chinese rip-off of a Lamy pen, because I really don't care if this nib gets damaged. It's so cheap I can throw it away and possibly replace it with a different nib that would have a little bit better going for... What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say a different nib that will cost a little bit more, but I'll feel happier about using it because it isn't just a rip-off of Lamy. Okay, that makes it easier. Right. So there you have it. One very, very good ink. So long as you read the instructions and you understand how to fill your pen with it, that's good. It works superbly well. I'm very impressed with it. I'm very attracted to the way that it goes down on paper. It is a really good dark ink. Seems to work very well in my dirt cheap Fude from Jinhao. But it does allow you to colour in. That's Swanick, by the way. It's very nice it was too. It allows you to colour in without smearing the ink all over the place, which other inks, such as the Lamy standard ink cartridges, they will smear and make a horrible mess. So very pleased. These now are part of my daily carry. The pen and the sketch pad, because whenever I'm out and about and I want to make a quick sketch, I can. Now, the thing is, if you do try this, it is recommended that you empty your pen out at least once a week and flush it through and clean it, which I am now going to do. But apart from that, I don't think you need to be too worried. It is a very well-behaved ink as far as I can tell. I wouldn't put it into one of my Viscontis, admittedly, but cheaper pens, anything under 20 quid, I've got no great concern about it. It'll certainly go very happily, I think, in my TWSBI Go and various other pens like that. And if you like a black ink and you want an ink that's waterproof, you're going to find it hard to beat that. Mind you, it is 4 times the price nearly of a good old-fashioned diamine. So you pays your money and you makes your choice, really, don't you? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I do apologise for the throat and the slightly lackadaisical manner of this. I'm feeling still rather under the weather with COVID. That ruddy cough is irritating. It's nearly as irritating as the fly that keeps trying to hit my head. So, hope that was interesting. If you enjoyed that, don't forget you can go to Patreon to help support the channel. You can go to YouTube to help support the channel. You can do anything you want, really. I don't care. Don't forget, hit the subscribe and the notifications bell, and then like it and share it, and put any comments at the bottom if you've got any comments to put. That would be fun, wouldn't it? And now I'm going to go and wash out this pen and then make a cup of tea and then sit down and just think, oh, I feel rough still. Bye-bye. And don't forget, there's a new book out today.